So this is Sarah from Aria Beauty and welcome back to my channel, and welcome for all of you new subscribers out there. I'm Sarah and it's so nice to meet you. So today, as the title probably already has announced, I'm going to be going over the entire brand new Natasha Denona Safari Palette. This is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get into just some logistics of this palette. I've already done my entire face makeup and I have some powder right underneath my eyes. That's why it looks a little crazy, so that if there is any fallout, I can dust it away easily. This is just an eye-based look. If you guys want to know how I did my face makeup today, I would be happy to do a video on that, so just comment down below. Let's go ahead and talk about this palette just a little bit. So this palette is Natasha Denona. This is her very first all matte eyeshadow palette. You get 15 shades in this palette, and this palette is $129. And I know that you guys are probably thinking, wow, like $129 for an eyeshadow palette. But if we want to take a look just based on logistics, $129 divided by 15, it's about $8.60 per shade. And looking on Sephora's website, like at other comparable brands on Sephora, there is Makeup Forever, and I even looked at ColourPop single eyeshadows and Makeup Geek, and they are all, if not more expensive, about the same price if you were to make like a makeshift palette with similar shades. These shades are definitely a little bit more unique. I was looking for hours and hours and hours on Sephora.com and all the single eyeshadows that you can purchase, and you can find similar shades but nothing of the same tone. And Natasha Denona is very well known for her matte eyeshadows. That's something that in all of her eyeshadow palettes that all the beauty bloggers, they definitely rave about. Wow, these are really great matte eyeshadows. It's very easy to find great pigmented shimmery foil shades, but it's very hard, very difficult to find matte eyeshadows that blend well and they do well on the eye. So this is what Natasha Denona is known for. So the price tag is a little bit high, but per eyeshadow, it's not as bad as you may think. Today I am going to be doing something more on the neutral side, and then I want to play with that teal shade, but I'm not going to do that today just because I think that I can do a second look with more of the cool tone matte shades that are in this palette. Let's talk about the packaging. First off, the outside of this packaging, this is all like an army green, and it's definitely in the same packaging as the Tropic palette. I didn't purchase the Tropic palette just because the reviews were really bad on this one, but this was very unique. So I decided to pick this one up, and there's embossing that is matte on the actual packaging itself that says all matte. And if I'm being really honest, I looked at this for like 5 to 10 minutes and I was like, what is this trying to say? Because it says all matte, but it's kind of like blurred out and it's not super clear that it's all matte. So I was kind of looking at it like, what is she trying to? And on the bottom in these light pink tones says Natasha Denona, and then the Safari palette is in yellow lettering. On the actual box itself, it does tell you the ingredients, it does tell you the names of the eyeshadows, but when you open this thing up, you do get the actual, sorry about the mirror, you do get the actual names of the eyeshadows right beneath each shade, which is really nice. And you also get a very, very large mirror, and it's obviously, I've been swatching this palette, so it's a little bit dirty, don't mind that, but you do get a very nice mirror. So the packaging on this, also another thing that I do want to point out in terms of the pricing, the pricing of the eyeshadows, like on Sephora.com, that did not come with like a Z palette to put the individual shadows in. So you also have to take into account that not only are you having to purchase the single eyeshadows, but you do have to purchase a case to carry them in. So that is another fallback on trying to make your own Natasha Denona like dupes palette. It's a very unique palette. And each pan is 2.5 grams, so you do get a significant amount of product. Now, if I were to say anything about this eyeshadow palette, I do wish that it had a matte black. I think if you're going to come out with a matte eyeshadow palette, that you should bring out a matte black. That would be my only critique, just based on looks of this palette. I do wish that it came with a matte black eyeshadow. I were to think, oh, like she's going to make a Safari palette, what colors is she going to put inside that palette? It does stand true to what I think a Safari palette should consist. It does have very, very like warm shades, very vibrant, warm terracotta shades, and it also has those bright, cool toned teal shade with the gray undertones. Like, it is a very Safari palette. Now the shade Savannah, everybody thought that this was like a camo green color, but it really isn't. When I swatched it out, it was more of a gray eyeshadow with green undertones. It was much less a green eyeshadow than it was a gray eyeshadow. Some people might be a little bit disappointed with that, so I did want to mention that. On the website, she does claim that this eyeshadow palette does not have any fallout, and I will have to say that that is not true. There is fallout in the pan, there is fallout whenever I'm trying to swatch it. It's not a no fallout eyeshadow palette. Now, when you're putting it on your eyes, will there be fallout onto your face? We're gonna test that out. We're gonna find that out today and together. So I think that I've talked enough about the palette itself. Let's go ahead and get into the eye look. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get into some swatches. We're going to swatch this first top row right here. So in that first row of shades, you're going to get the shade Malia, which is a nude shade with a pink undertone. Then you get Fata Morgana, which is a deep teal matte shade. Well, these are all matte, so I'm just going to cut that out. Next is Rhino, which is a deep gray, but it has a blue undertone. And then the next shade is called Stone, and this is a light gray shade. It's very beautiful, and it has a slight blue undertone. And then the last shade on that first row is called Savannah, and this has a nice green undertone, but it's like a deep gray with a green undertone. Beautiful shades. Okay, and in transition from that last row being very cool toned, the next row is much more warm toned. We're going to start with the shade Aya, which is a very cream beige shade. It's a beautiful shade, very pigmented. The next one is Thorn, which is a chocolatey brown color. Next is Desert Date, which is a orange mustard, very vibrant, beautiful color. I think I want to use that today. And the next one is Shea, which is a much deeper brown. And the last one on this row is called Tribe, which is a very terracotta brick red. And these are all really gorgeous shades. I love this row. Okay guys, so the last and final row is still within the warm family. First shade is called Lotus. This is a rosy mauve, light mauve shade. Then we have Amhara, which is probably my favorite shade out of the entire palette. It is a very light medium brown, but it has those nice rich terracotta undertones in it. I love this shade. Next one is called Masai, which is a vibrant deep purple shade, and it swatched here is not the best, but it's still a very beautiful shade, and it's a very hard shade to do. Next is called Voodoo, which is a deep plum shade. It's almost going off of an eggplant shade, more on the deep dark blackish purple shade. And the last one is Tamarind, which is a more camel brown shade. It's very beautiful, one of my other top favorite shades in the entire palette. So I hope you guys like this, so let's jump right into the video. Okay guys, so I have already set my eyes with the shade Aya. I think that the next shade that I'm going to go into Tamarind, which is this shade right here. And I have the palette upside down, but it's the brown shade, the very last shade. I'm going to take a Morphe M501 brush. It's a very big fluffy brush, and I'm going to take it just a little bit onto the tip of it. And I'm just going to use this as a nice light wash over my eyes. So you guys can see it's blending to perfection. It's not skipping, it's holding true to Natasha Denona status. So that is Tamarind on my eyes. Next I'm going to go into the shade Lotus, which is that light mauve purple shade, the light rosy shade, which is on the same row, but it's all the way towards the front. And I'm just going to take that more towards the middle and just kind of fan that out over Tamarind, just to kind of rosy it up a bit. I'm making this a very warm toned eye look. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed, not disappointed, but I was a little bit like, some of these shades I could have done without, like some of the more gray tone shades I could have done with just some like beautiful foiled eyeshadows instead of those shades, but you know, not everything can be your way. Yeah, so in the pan, these eyeshadows have a lot of, not a lot of fallout, not like subculture vibes, but they do have fallout. But on my eye, I do not see any like shadows falling beneath my eye, which is good. And you'll see that I'm not wearing my bunny ear headband, and that is because my sister told me that I'm not allowed to wear it on my videos anymore. So shout out to you, sis. So now I'm going to go in with a much smaller tapered blending brush. This is the Japanese tapered blending brush. This is the 723 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Amhara again, but I'm going to take it just a little bit more densely, and I'm really going to really deepen up that outer edge and then go in towards my crease, or go towards the inner part of my eye in the crease. And that's really, do you see how like that gives an amazing dimension to the eye? Wow, they just blend so easily together. Her eyeshadows can do no wrong for me, I'm telling you. Like they cannot do any wrong for me. Next I'm going to take a small thin tapered blending brush. This one is from Bellini. This is the 227. So now I'm going to take the shade Masai, which is that deep plum shade right here, and I'm going to deepen up my crease. So I like to tilt my head back a little bit so that you can find your crease just a little bit more easy. And I'm really just taking that onto my crease and not going high at all with the shade. And for a purple shade, this is doing well. It is a little bit patchy, just a tad bit, on first application, so you have to just go over it a couple of times. It's not like the other shades where they were kind of blending for me, but it's still very beautiful. So I thought I was going to go super easy on this look, but I think I'm going to cut out a little portion right in the center so that the shadow will be super, like, you'll see the true color. And I'm going to take my Instant Age Rewind concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to kind of cut my lid a little bit, like towards the front. Do something a little bit different. I'm going to take a nice little flat brush. You can use any flat brush that you want. And I'm just going to cut my lid out. This isn't really exciting, so I'll skip over this. Okay, now that we did that, I'm going to take another flat but more fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Desert Date, which is that yellowy shade, and I'm going to, because it's the brightest shade, so I really feel like it's going to add some nice vibrancy right to the center of my eyelid. Oh my god, that is a gorgeous shade. Holy crap. See, this is the thing that gets me excited about Natasha Denona eyeshadows. So on the same brush, I'm going to use the same exact brush. I'm going to take the shade Amhara, and I'm just going to kind of blend Amhara into Masai, just to get that nice, beautiful gradient effect. Sorry, let me lower my mirror before my sister gets mad at me. My sister watches all my videos, and she kind of tells me when I'm doing craft things, just in case you guys are wondering, like, why is she talking about her sister? Because she, like, roasts me. Roast me. After I post videos. I think I'm just going to take some of that Masai shade and just on the outer edges of the V, the outer V, take that Masai shade. I'm just going to blend it in to that other shade. The top of the eye pretty much done. I'm gonna scoot you guys in and I'm gonna dust away this powder and we'll finish up the lower lash line and then we'll get to my thoughts. Okay you guys, so I scoot you in way closer. This is gonna horrify my sister, but I gotta show you the lower lash line. So this is the top of my eye right now, and these shadows blended beautifully. So I got a nice little sunset eye going on here. So I'm gonna finish up and follow through and do the same exact thing on my lower lash line. I'm gonna take a little pencil brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Masai. And I'm just going to connect it to that outer shade here. So I'm only going to go about 3/4 of the way in, and then I'm going to take a little bit more of a fluffier brush, but still a shader brush. So I'm going to take a smaller shader brush, but this is a little bit more fluffy, and I'm going to go into the shade Ampara, my favorite shade, and I'm just going to blend out right beneath Masai and go a little bit more inward. Do you guys see that? Now there is a little bit of fallout here, partly because of me just flicking the wrist around, but it's still gorgeous. Bird, you know? Good lord. Alright, and then all the way on the inner corner I'm going to finish up with a Desert Date. Do you guys see that Desert Date color? Like, it shows up in such a big way, and it's blending into the other shadows like seamlessly. And I am, just because it wouldn't be a Sarah tutorial without an inner corner highlight, so because this is an all matte eyeshadow palette, you guys guessed it, there is no shimmer in here. So I'm going to take just a golden shade, probably the same one that I highlighted with. I'm going to take exactly the same one that I highlighted with, which is this highlighter from the Pure Cosmetics Creator Palette. I've already ranted and raved about how much I love this palette, so I'm not going to, but it is amazing. Oh, do you see? Okay, I am awoken. I have been woke. Oh my god. I mean, oh my goodness. This, and I'll do the same with the brow bone up here. Just take the residual. Okay. Like, you know when a look starts to come together and you're just like excited about it? That is me right now. This is the final look using the Natasha Denona Safari Palette, and I have to say guys, I am super happy with the way that this look came out, and I really think that this palette is worth a shot. If you do not have $129, then don't buy the palette, but her shades are amazing. So I can't really say if it's worth it, you know, for you guys, because I am not in your bank accounts and I can't make that kind of decision for you. I just hope that you make smart decisions, and if you can't afford it, don't buy it. If you can, they're really great eyeshadows. I can't say anything bad about them. The only critique that I could possibly have is that there is no matte black eyeshadow in this palette, and I feel like it should have come with a matte black. Her Star palette didn't have a matte black. I mean, I feel like most of her palette, like she has a single like black is black eyeshadow, and I think that she probably just wants you to purchase the separate black eyeshadow, which is kind of a turn off. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and you like this look, and I hope that you guys come back and watch more of my videos. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and click the post notification bell so you can see all of my new uploads. I'm uploading 2 times a week, and we're going strong here. We are doing great, and I am so thankful that you guys are enjoying watching my videos and you guys are subscribing to me and want to hear what I have to say about any of these products. So super grateful, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!